Bob Nystrom.
Hi, this is Bo Dietl.
Hey, this is Rich Big Daddy Salgado.
Hi, this is Don Goodney, and you're watching Sports Biz.
Sports Biz.
Sports Biz with LD.
Sports fans, this is Sports Biz with LD.
What's happening, everybody? Sports Biz with LD, and I am the host, Larry Davis. And to my left, Mike, as I call him, Brownie Brown. Brownie, what's going on, man?
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, too. Now, Brownie, as you know, let's get right into it. Why is he sitting next to me? I mean, that's really the question here. One, because I love him, and two, he is a draft guru, in my opinion. I know everyone's got Mel Kiper Jr., Steve Serby. I got all that. But I believe that Mikey and Brownie, as I call him, knows so much about the draft. I felt he should be here. A little bit about him, the VP of the Atlantic Auto Group and the New York Auto Giant. My first question is, Mikey, why does your business need two names?
Well, that's a great question.
Thanks.
The group was formed years ago, and it had the name Atlantic. We've expanded so big that we felt that we kind of outgrew that because we have many stores that don't involve the Atlantic name, and we needed something to go out digitally, really on the web, to have people to search for a car. We wanted them to be able to go to one place. So what was formed was the New York Auto Giant, and it's NewYorkAutoGiant.com. It's one place that they can go, NY Auto Giant, and search for a car. Thousands of vehicles, our entire inventory for all 22 locations.
So it sounds like you got every car available. Let me ask you this. What car can I get?
We tried.
I mean, give me a couple of names of cars you got. Is there anyone I don't get?
We're franchise dealers for almost all of them, so we pretty much cover most of the ground. I mean, we have Toyota stores, Honda, Hyundai, Nissan. We even have luxury brands like Cadillac, Lexus, and Audi. We have Volkswagen, so we're into the German brands as well. So we look to cover all the ground.
So can I get the new vet?
Buddy,
can
I
you
got
hook me
you.
up with the new vet?
I got you.
I need that triple black vet, man.
That's easy. After the show, we'll go down and take care of it.
That's what I like. Sign me right up. That's how quick we do it. Don't forget, you can check out the Facebook, Sports Biz with LD, sportsbizld.com, the Facebook, Sports Biz with LD. I don't think you could forget how to find me somewhere, somehow on the web. Okay, we like to start the show off the chest. I'd like to appreciate the Rampart Group, RampartInsurance.com. They've been with me for a few months at least since the show started. I know those guys for years. Any insurance you need, including when you go and buy a car at the New York Auto Giant, you can go to Rampart Insurance and get car insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance. They got it all. The quality, the integrity, the professionalism. End of the day, quality, integrity, and professionalism. That sounds like the New York Auto Giant.
We like to preach the same.
Let's get right into the NFL draft.
Great,
okay?
Great.
The number one pick last night is like everybody thought.
Expected.
Even though there was a little Manziel in there.
Little Mack in there, too.
Right, little Mack in there, but Clowney gets the first pick. What do you think of that?
I think he has to. I think with what his track record was, with what he can bring to the table, there is talk about this guy being the next Lawrence Taylor. And definitely he has shown that that's what his ability is. Watch his highlight reels, watch what he's done, look at his numbers, look at his raw numbers from the combine. The guy does have all the tools. There's no question about it. There's a big separation between him and everybody else. And I'm not just talking about everybody else in this draft. I'm talking about go back 10 years. Okay, you're talking this could be that kind of player. So him in that scheme, even though they might have not had a need directly, you got to go with a player. If he's the best player on the board by a long shot, which I believe he was, imagine him and J.J. Watt coming off the end. I mean, for that team, for the Texans, that immediately, I think, makes them a stout defense.
But, on the other hand, we're going to say, Brownie, they need a quarterback. The Texans need a quarterback. So what are you doing there? I mean, you're just going after...
You're right, but you're not talking about a draft that had any quarterbacks rated, although one was taken. We didn't see any quarterbacks consistently in mock drafts rated in the top 5. Okay, look, Teddy Bridgewater. We all knew last year. Everyone said he's going to be the #1 pick next year. He's going to compete with Clowney. Well, after that horrible showing at the combine, and really, he didn't put up spectacular numbers. Look where he dropped to. He still was taken in the first round, I think, with the last pick.
Yeah.
So he fell out. Blake Bortles, who I believe has great physique. I mean, I like the way he plays. There's some question about the softer schedule, being from Central Florida. I think the guy's going to be a starter in this league. And
well, let's talk about that. Again, you being that collegiate guy a lot more than me. Again, I would say, yeah, when you're playing softer schedule or lesser talent. Remember, collegiate football, the talent level is here. And what would it be? Like the SEC is considered the best.
The pinnacle.
Right. So to me, if you're coming out of the SEC as the dominant player compared to these other lesser conferences, I think that means a lot.
Well, a la Clowney.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
So absolutely, I think you're right. So there definitely could be some question where, if you have a softer schedule, you haven't played against that big-time talent, you wonder. Hey, I'll give you a couple examples. I mean, we got Khalil Mack out of Buffalo. This guy, some people said there's
what
a
do you
chance.
mean by we?
I would say all the people that were doing mock drafts. Khalil Mack, this is a guy who was in the top 5 in pretty much almost every draft board. And there were some people that saying he could go ahead of Clowney because he might be a better fit for the Texan scheme. Again, University of Buffalo, not the SEC.
Right.
But the guy has all the skills, portrayed what he could do at the combine, was just a beast last season for the team. And, he obviously he went early, and, I think he's going to be a dominant force in the NFL, but you have that question mark that you didn't have with Clowney. Right, you're going to have that question mark with Bortles at quarterback that you didn't have that you might not have with some others in prior drafts that went that high.
And he went to the Oakland Raiders. I love it saying a commitment to excellence, just win, baby. I love all that about the Raiders, but unfortunately, it hasn't happened in a long time. Let's move to the draft to the New York Football Giants, my team. Well, you're a Jet fan. I'm a Giant fan. The Giants are very happy with their pick. They pick Odell. Wide receiver.
Yeah.
The guy can catch out of LSU. A lot of people like him. What is your take on him?
He's a game changer.
Wow, okay.
Odell Beckham, he's a vertical threat. He makes plays. He can stretch the field. And also, yards after catch. This guy can do it.
Yak's the big thing. The yards after catch is a big thing.
So you get this guy in the open field, he can burn. The only thing about the Giants that really surprised me a little bit, again, go back to look at the best player on the board and what should we do? And you had a couple guys that were milling around at that 12th pick that you wonder if you lost someone. This defensive tackle from Pitt, Aaron Donald.
Stud.
Let me tell you something. Okay, he's the next Sheldon Richardson in my eyes.
Really?
And he's a monster. And look, the need might not have been as great for the Giants. How badly did they need a defensive tackle? Well, I do think they had a need because last year it was a struggle.
Weak, right.
In the trenches is where the Giants, if you talk about the Giants season last year, it was lost in the trenches. Say what you want about Eli Manning. Okay, he was running for his life. So offensive line, defensive line was a complete struggle. I feel you got some really good receivers on the team already. Victor Cruz, okay, this guy's for real. I think that they could have used a tight end, but I thought the trenches is where you should go, whether it be offense or defensive line. Maybe they just didn't feel they could pass up Beckham. Maybe they had him that high on their board, apparently, that they had to take him.
Oh, they definitely did. They had him high on the board. They ended up picking the guy that they wanted. So for them, that's the way they did it. That was their war room, and they ended up with their pick. So, they're going to live and die with their pick like everyone. It's not like some of the teams, we wanted this guy, but he wasn't there. The Giants got who they wanted. Let's move to your Jets, 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 and you pick another safety, Calvin Pryor. Since Rex Ryan has taken over, the Jets' number one pick has always been a defensive player. My thought process is, and I'm sure the guy's good, I'm sure he's a hitter, it's what they need, but any quarterback in the NFL needs the talent at wide receiver. And the Jets don't have anyone. Stephen Hill, from a couple of years, at this point in time, Brownie, we have to say, is a bust. I'm sorry.
Look, I can't disagree with you. So here's the thing. We do need some offense, but let's not forget what they've done in the offseason. Okay, this guy, John Idzik, I think he's playing Moneyball, and I think he's very smart. And he might be taking a page of the book out of the Seattle Seahawks, which we'd all be happy to copy.
Listen, how many years did he work there? Right? Why shouldn't he? Right? That's the pedigree for him.
So we go and sign Chris Johnson, who is a home run threat out of the backfield.
Like the pick, yeah.
You instantly take pressure off of Geno Smith or Michael Vick, whoever you're going to have at quarterback. I think it's going to be Geno. I think Geno is there to start. So you're going to take pressure off him there, and then you go out and sign the best receiver available. Is he a true number one? We're going to find out. But he is the best receiver available in free agency, and that's in Eric Decker. So now you have a guy there. Your receiver, Jeremy Curley, in the slot, has done some good things, can't do it all himself. So when he's been there by himself, it's been tough. With Decker and Curley, I mean, I don't believe you have nothing anymore. You have something. Do you have a threatening tandem? No. But now you got Chris Johnson, Chris Ivory in the backfield. They're calling him the two-dreaded monster. You got something that you can make of. The offense was 29th in the league last year. Let's face it. They're going to improve from that with what they have right there. Forgetting what's going to happen tonight, you're going to see them take a receiver and a tight end tonight, probably. At least one of them, okay? So forgetting tonight, 29th in the league, they've improved on that. But let's not forget, and you say it all the time, the Jets are defense. Rex's defense. So they went back home to what they know, and they went and got this guy Pryor, who was by far the best safety in the draft. There's very few safeties in the draft that they thought could go nearly in the first round. This guy, he's an assassin. He is a perfect fit for Rex Ryan's defense. There hasn't been a starting safety with near the talent that this guy's had in the last decade, aside from Kerry Rhodes in his heyday, and you had the 1 year with Landry. He was there on a 1 year tour of duty, right?
Right.
Other than that, you've been patching it together with safety. What have the tight ends from the Patriots, from the Ravens, and from these other teams done to the Jets when they've come in and tried to
dominate?
So what have you done? Wes Welker, another one. Dominate the safeties. Killed them. This guy, he's a center fielder, and he's also an assassin. They call him the Louisville Slugger. He's out of Louisville.
Right. You texted me that.
Yeah. So he's going to play immediately. He's going to make an immediate impact, and you needed secondary help. There was a couple ways we could have seen this go. Was I kind of salivating to see them take Brandon Cooks out of Oregon State? Yeah. I mean, again, another Beckham-type receiver, stretch the field, vertical threat would be great going on the other side of Decker. But the bottom line is they can do that in round 2 because it's a deep, deep receiver draft.
Yeah.
There's not many. If they wanted a safety, which apparently they did, this was the guy to get. So they went out and filled a void, a big void, and I mean, you're talking about a defense that was in the top 5.
Could run. The pass defense, again, bringing in a safety was terrible.
Now you can bring that up to the same level. So I think they made a really good move. It was a smart move. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. We definitely need to see receiver, tight end get addressed and throw a pass rusher in there because we know Calvin Pace is certainly getting on in years.
You know, my rap with you with Decker, I like Decker. But again, my point being that a quarterback needs the talent at receiver. The only opposite I'll say is Peyton Manning makes these receivers from good to great. Again, could Decker be a little inflated because he played with one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? We will see. Bottom line is, you can't drop the ball. That's really what it comes down to, man. Story. That's why it's great that stat is finally in the NFL.
Yeah.
The drops kill you on a drive, on a one play, and then hurts especially a young quarterback like a Geno when that happens. Me, I don't agree with you. I think Vick will be the starting quarterback. Yeah. That's why he came in. He's more talented, more experienced. He could do. He's a baller at quarterback.
He's a baller, but he's fragile, and he's very prone to getting hurt because he doesn't want to play the NFL way. And we're going to talk about someone else like that in a minute.
Yes, we will. That's next.
But I will tell you, he's close with the offensive coordinator. There is no question he can play the game. What I feel is going to happen, though, I feel you're going to see Geno Smith come out there, and people are forgetting this guy was a rookie with nobody. He was out there on his own island. He didn't have much of a run game because Chris Ivory was hurt in the beginning of the year.
Right.
And you want to talk about receivers. Can you name them? Can you name the starters? I mean,
is that what they're called? Receivers?
I
didn't know that's what they were
guys
called.
off the street.
Right.
And some guys came in and did contribute well.
Jeff Cumberland did a nice job.
David Nelson. I mean, these are guys that really stepped up. But Gino went and took a couple 2-minute drives at the end of a game. What I loved about him and seeing what he would do as a rookie, he never got rattled. Never. You never saw the guy get rattled. And I believe he's got a big league arm. And I believe that give him some time. Now you're going to take the pressure off with Chris Johnson, Chris Ivory. Give him one more receiver. I believe you're going to see, look, it's Gino's team in my eyes. And I got to be proven wrong. And maybe Michael will do that. We're going to see. We're going to see if Vic does that.
And again, you being the passionate Jet fan, we're sitting here with Michael Brown. I call him Brownie, one of the big cheeses at the Atlantic Auto Group, the New York Auto Giants. Now to me, this draft, they built it up to a reality show. The NFL again showing why, Brownie, they only do about $9 billion in business. So I guess they figured out how to make everything theater, everything. Let's build it up. The guy that made this draft the excitement was this particular player. I want to go to the tape when this particular guy, and I'm not going to say his name, came up. Roger Goodell, our NFL commissioner, courtesy of the NFL Network and ESPN. Let's hear when he announces the major guy in this draft.
The Philadelphia Eagles have traded the 22nd pick to the Cleveland Browns. With the 22nd pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Johnny Manziel, quarterback, Texas A&M.
This is better than the movie Draft Day. I'm telling you. I like the fact Cleveland came back up and got the young quarterback. This kid needs a little time. He is not a finished product. Johnny Manziel has 2 years of football left at Texas A&M. He came out early. But this is a legitimate dual threat. I hope he likes the cold weather. He has humongous hands for a 6-footer, and he's going to need him throwing the ball next to Lake Erie. But this will really get the crowd base excited in Strongsville.
That's it. Johnny football, I love the crowd, the excitement. And Brownie, they show him. This is what the NFL's got going for them. When they're showing the guys there, whether they're there invited, so they're at Radio City Musical, or they're in their home. And this is real. That's real reality TV. See Johnny Manziel. Every time they went to him, he's drinking a little water. He doesn't know what to do. He's exploding, ready for somebody. And Cleveland moves up in the draft to take Johnny football. I love the pick.
I think Cleveland did a phenomenal job. I think they did the best job in the first round. Anytime you can grab 2 first-round picks, I'm not quite sure what Buffalo was thinking. I guess Sammy Watkins to them was worth not having a first-round pick next year. I'm not sure I get that philosophy. But I will tell you, to get the type of players that they were able to gather in the first round, I'm a Johnny Manziel believer. And it's a real simple philosophy with me. He's a winner. That's where you stop it.
He's got it.
That's
whatever
where you stop it for me.
It is, just like you. I think you once told me you got 1,000 employees. Let's not kid ourselves. All 1,000, Brownie, don't have it. There are some of your talented people who like, this guy's got it, or this girl's got it.
Sure.
He's got it.
He's got it. You're right.
Let's hear, then they interviewed him with Susie Colbert. Some people remember her with Joe Namath on the sidelines. I've met Susie. I like her. Let's go to Susie, courtesy again of ESPN, the interview with Johnny after he was drafted.
All right, guys, here's Johnny.
Okay.
What were the last 2 hours and 45 minutes like?
I told myself from the beginning that God had a plan for me and it would all work out. And I really, truly believe Cleveland was where I was supposed to end up. And from the top, Mr. Haslam, Mr. Farmer, Coach Loggins, Coach Shanahan, everybody in the organization, just to be here, it feels right and it feels like where I'm meant to be. And I'm very excited. Dog pound, here we come.
What was the phone call like?
It was great. I heard from Mr. Farmer, and when I heard his voice, obviously a lot of emotion, a lot of feelings running through. Still pretty emotional right now, but what a great feeling for me my family, and Texas A&M, everyone.
What can the fans expect from you?
A lot of heart, a lot of passion. I think I bring a winning attitude and a lot of emotion to the table. I'm going to pour my heart out for this team and for this city, and I believe it'll all work out.
Brian Hoyer has certainly had some success. You know, what's your philosophy on going there or backing up or competition?
Yeah, for me, I'm just going in trying to work really hard and compete. Brian obviously had a very good year last year until his injury, so we're teammates now. So I'm going in just trying to become as good as I can and continue to get better every day.
Congratulations, Johnny.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It's Johnny Football. It's a marketing machine. Like, to me, I'm Jacksonville. You want to sell tickets. It's not all about the W's. It is about W's you want to win. But this is a business. It's marketing. Johnny Football is going to sell tickets. And a matter of fact, Brian, I don't know if you know this, in the first 12 hours he's been with Cleveland, they sold 1,500 season tickets.
There's no question. And don't think for a second there weren't a lot of Jets fans out there at pick 18 saying, maybe this could be the new face of the franchise.
Did you hear the rumor like with the Cowboys? The Cowboys,
yeah, Jerry Jones had a little
bring him to the 8th wonder of the world.
Yeah,
in Dallas.
Absolutely. So I think overall he landed in the right place. I think they ended up with a great first-round pick early on in the draft in Gilbert. I think that they're definitely going to improve. Mike Pettin, a former Jet coach.
How can they be worse?
You know, true.
They can't be worse. And I'll tell you the other thing I love about him. You know, you think about it, we forget. They're 18, 19, 20, 21. Are you kidding me, Brownie? Yeah. What did you do and I do in those days? We all did stuff that's wrong. Like him signing the autographs.
He's young.
I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, no,
okay, sign autographs to make
young.
some money. What I didn't like, and I don't really get the inside take on this yet, I don't know what happened. You go to the Manning camp and leave or get thrown out. I mean, I haven't seen Eli in a while, and he probably won't tell me anyhow. That to me is the only thing I think was a little blemished.
He got a little risky in some games last year.
But that's different. It's on the field. I'm talking off the field.
But it was a little taunting. He was there, after he was questioned about the autograph, he got tackled. Then he went like this and did a little flaunt.
And I got to tell you, Brian, I like that. He's a kid.
He is a kid, but you just don't want to see that turn into something else. Now he's going to be on the big stage. Now he's going to be in the NFL. And, in the NFL, remember, and we're going to be talking about a role model in a little bit, I'm sure, something that you brought up before the show. You have a responsibility.
Yes.
Let's not forget that.
Yes.
And I think Johnny Manziel could carry that responsibility. We just don't want to see him go down the wrong path.
The one thing I haven't heard about Johnny, we're going to move on from the NFL draft, is drugs and alcohol. So so when those two things come into effect, I got a problem.
Big problem.
Haven't heard that with Johnny.
No, not at all.
He's a kid, being a kid, living life, loving everything.
Absolutely.
I'm cool with all of that.
I agree.
A couple weeks ago we talked about, I was on Neil Cavuto about a month or two ago at the AFC Championship game. They brought me on to talk about the Richard Sherman thing. Him, I think it was Crabtree, was in his face at the end of the game and all that stuff. And I pretty much said, what did he do wrong? The passion, the excitement. He's saying, I'm the best. They pull the jersey out. I'm the best. Have no problem with that. Then about a week ago, we talked about Richard Sherman. And Richard Sherman did with the great George Allen, the GM of the Giants in the 80s and early 90s, and he was around a long time, said, when they say it's not about the money, it's about the money.
You're damn right.
So there you are. Richard Sherman signs a 4-year deal. Money. $57.4 million, $40 million guaranteed.
Well, look, the guy put it out on the field. And when he did, I'm going to tell you something. I agree with you. When he was sitting there with Crabtree in his face after the game, you're catching a guy, how many seconds?
Right.
He's in the moment. He should be that passionate.
Right.
If he's not that passionate, something's wrong.
Right, and I'm not sitting here defending the incognito thing,
look,
which was terrible. But you want to go, it's like Star Trek, bro. You want to go where no man's gone before. You want to go inside my locker room. You don't belong there.
Right.
Okay, so you want to put a camera in there and then say, oh, you shouldn't be saying those things. Well, you don't belong in there.
Right.
How about that?
Well, yeah, I agree. And look, you want to jump on the field 30 seconds after he made the biggest play of his life, he should be he should be pretty emotionally,
Yeah.
you know,
He's
pretty
excited.
emotional. He should be passionate. He should be really excited about what he's done. And they're going to start asking him questions. I mean, you're going to get that kind of an answer from a passionate football player.
As you should.
And he signed the contract to what he's performed on the field. The guy has done it.
And we will see how he deserves it. Young, went to Stanford. He's a pretty smart guy.
No question.
I want to move on to the NBA playoffs. I got to tell you, Brownie, you know, you got kids, I got kids. Most of us have kids. We move on in life. And you know, everybody's always said, you remember years ago, Charles Barkley said, listen, I'm not your role model. Your parents should be your role model. I get it. But kids are still going to look up to people.
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, I watched that Kevin Durant getting the MVP over LeBron. Again, LeBron saying he deserves it. We got a few clips from what Kevin Durant said when he won the MVP award. It touched me. Michael, can we go to the clips? Let's go to the first one with him accepting the award or getting announced for the award.
He's the first ever player from our franchise to win this prestigious accolade. He is now in the company of all-time greats, including Hall of Famers we call simply Russell, Wilt, the Big O, Larry, Magic, and Michael, just to name a few. And now we add KD. Please welcome the 2013-14 Kia NBA Most Valuable Player, Kevin Durant.
$32 points, 7.5 rebounds, 5 assists. This guy was just a dominant player this year. Westbrook goes down. His partner in crime over there, OKC, right now, going towards the finals. Let's go back to Kevin Durant as he accepts a couple more minutes. Then, Brownie, I want to hear what you got to say about him.
My dream was to become a rec league coach. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to stay home and help the kids out and be a coach. I love basketball so much. I love playing it. I just never thought that I could make it to college, NBA, or stand up here today in front of you guys and be an NBA MVP.
Brownie, I love this guy. I really love him.
He's as you say, a great role model, but he's also great for the league.
Yes.
You know, in a time where, you know, there's so many guys that are so outspoken, they're so larger than life. I don't see Durant like that.
I don't either.
You know, he quietly goes about his business. He's definitely a leader in the locker room. He's a leader for that team, and he's a leader for Oklahoma City.
Oh, yeah.
They love him.
Because they don't have anyone else in OKC.
That's it. So,
we got 2 more clips. Let's go to that one and then the last one, and then we're going to have to maybe close out the show, Brownie. That quick already. Let's hear another piece from Kevin Durant, the MVP of the NBA. Again, courtesy of the NBA.
I failed so many times and got back up. I've been through the toughest times with my family, but I'm still standing.
I'm listening to that. The guy's crying. He's saying that he was at the bottom. Imagine, Brownie, it happens to all of us where, you know, you're at the top, you go to the bottom. Can you get your way back up to the top? And he did. I mean, I love this guy.
you know, one of the toughest things in life is looking adversity in the face. That's you know, it's not adversity. It's how you respond to adversity.
Good point.
And this guy is, again, you said it, great role model because he looked at it and he tore it down.
Tore it down. Let's hear what he says about his mom, and then we're going to have to close out the show. Kevin Durant, courtesy NBA TV, talking about his mom.
And last, my mom. I don't think you know what you did. You had my brother when you were 18 years old. 3 years later, I came out. We were stacked, the odds were stacked against us. Single parent with 2 boys by the time you were 21 years old. Everybody told us we weren't supposed to be here. We moved from apartment to apartment by ourselves. one of the best memories I had is when we moved into our first apartment. No bed, no furniture, and we just all sat in the living room.
I got to tell you, man, these guys, you know, again, he's thanking his mom. His dad's not around. I wouldn't know what that's like growing up that way. Again, Brown, the show's almost over. It's amazing. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the Rampart Insurance Group. Quality, integrity, professionalism. Go to rampartinsurance.com for every insurance need you need. Everything. They got it. I want to thank the Daily Blue. With them as our partners, they're always on. SportsBizWithLD.com. You can find everything on there. Go to my website. Everything is there. You can go to Facebook, SportsBizWithLD. You can go to Twitter. Tweet me. You got something to say? Say it. You got something to say to Brownie? Say it. And I want to thank my boy, Michael Brown. I call him Brownie. NewYorkAutoGiant.com. Okay? AtlanticAutomall.com. You need a car. There's only one place to go. Brownie. Thanks, my man. I really appreciate it. And Olivia better win her swim meet today.
We're going.
Because she's a winner just like we are. Thanks again, everybody. Sports Biz with LD. I'm Larry Davis. We'll see you next week.
Sports Biz is sponsored by the Rampart Insurance Group for all your insurance needs. Special thanks to MintPros.com. Brought to you by the Daily Blue Network. Sports fans, this is Sports Biz with LD.